What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining me once again on Life by the Slice, where we are taking life one slice at a time. Alrighty, so now we are into part 5. I know it might seem a little lengthy. I know it might really seem a little lengthy, but I'm doing my best to keep it as short as possible because so much has happened since getting clean, period. It's not even just the HIV shit. It's more than that. It's life, period. Me in recovery. But in the last video, in part 4, I left off at wanting, really wanting to commit suicide because of this diagnosis. And I was going to use my addiction as a way to do that. But luckily I didn't. Thank God I'm still here speaking with you guys right now. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Like I had mentioned towards the end of the video, life did change. And for the better. Yes, definitely for the better. Not for the better. And I definitely thank God. I do. For everything. For everything. You know that, big homie. But that night, well, on the brink of divorce and HIV diagnoses, I don't think you guys realize. I can't say that because everybody goes through their own thing. Everybody goes through something that's serious. Everybody goes through something that's really. Everybody goes through something that's really tough. So, go. Sorry. But everybody goes through something really traumatic at some point in their lives. So I definitely don't want to diminish anybody else's feelings at all. Not at all. But me, I definitely had, that was only the beginning of me hitting rock bottom. But So I remember that night, after contemplating wanting to leave so bad, so bad to leave and just end it all. Once again, I had found myself praying. And I told God, now that this is true, help me. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know who to talk to. But I asked God for strength. I asked God for solitude. I asked God for understanding, intelligence, wisdom. All the little things that make a good person. That's exactly what I prayed for. And as time went on, it started to turn right. It started to turn into that. Just that. But I prayed. I didn't really want to, a big part of me didn't really want to commit suicide. I was just a scared little boy at that point. I just started in treatment. I really didn't know myself at all. I didn't know myself off alcohol, which is sad, but that's what addiction does to you. And I prayed that night and I told God to help me. To help guide me, to make me a better person. Truly, a better person. And somehow that night I slept like a fucking baby. And I hadn't gotten sleep so good in a long time. I was finally clean off alcohol, so I was finally feeling my body for what it was. And I remember waking up the next morning and I started writing letters. Letters to myself, letters to my husband. I was looking for any way possible to come up out of that rock bottom that I had hit. And I was doing a good job too. I was doing a good job. Despite my counselor, and I'm not gonna disrespect her, not at all, because my last video I watched that over and I really didn't like my attitude in that. So I still had my counselor to deal with, and still to respect too, because she was doing her job as well. So shout out to you. And I really started to do the groundwork it took for me to become a better person. But I still had to find out what HIV meant to me at that time, at that point. And eventually I started leading groups in treatment. I became proactive. I God was blessing me with everything that I had hoped for to get through a situation like that. I had support. I had people around me. I had doctors, nurses, fellow residents. I was in a really good place. I was. To have found out that I was HIV positive, hell yeah. But I also still had 2 more health diagnoses that rocked my world. I still was yet to find out that I had 2 more diseases. Thinking that, like, is this shit over? How much can I really take? How many of these blows can I really keep taking? But I made it through. And going into the next day after my HIV diagnosis, I got a call from Evergreen. And Evergreen, I had a chat with the doctor about starting medicine. And this is weird. I remember the doctor asking me if I wanted to start treatment immediately or once I got out of rehab. I shouldn't have sounded like that on the phone, but I'm like, what the fuck do you think I want to do? I want to start this fucking medicine. I don't want to die. I'm sick. And she laughed, and I told her it was nothing against her, but I really wanted to start it. I really wanted to become proactive in my health at that point too, and I wanted to live and I wanted to survive no matter what I was gonna face in the future. And long and behold, by March 8th, which is 2 days after my health diagnosis, I started taking my medicine. And I've been healthy ever since. Like I've mentioned in the video that I am at undetectable status, which I am really proud of and really happy for. I'm able to still... It's no reason to be out here fucking everybody or fucking raw. Period. I definitely promote safe sex. I really want you guys to really understand where I'm coming from. I really don't want any of you guys in my situation. And I want you guys to treasure your body. Your body is your temple. And for so long I didn't view it that way. And I was abusing my body. And this is why I'm making these videos, is to hopefully wake some of you up as much as I can. Definitely. But I started taking my medicine, which was awesome. When I went to Evergreen, shout out to my little sister Brittany, because she took me to my first appointment at Evergreen, which was March 8th, and I remember meeting doctors, just a few doctors, and they were all kind of swarming me like, they expected me to be a complete wreck. And I already had a day or so to do that. So when I met them, I was in really good spirits. Like, you guys know me, a really happy person. And they seemed a little surprised. If anything. They seemed really surprised. And within hours, I felt God working His magic and doing what He needed to do, and everything that I had asked for to clean up. It's changed my life. Because I really wanted to. I really, really wanted to. It wasn't, no, I have to, or the courts, the judges, my husband wanting a divorce, my family. It was nobody at that point. I really wanted to change. And so I had begun doing the groundwork and changing. And I think you guys, with a little bit more of this story, because there's not much left, I feel like you guys would be really proud of me. So, with that being said, my sister took me to get my medicine from Evergreen, and for my first appointment there, I got my blood. They took my blood, and we only, don't mean to cut it short, but we only got 30 seconds left on this video. But I want to tell you guys, before becoming undetectable, when I first got my blood drawn, I had 736,000 copies of HIV in my body, in my blood. God damn, right? 700 plus, 700K plus. I'm not even probably saying that right, but that's an astounding number. And in the next video, what I'm going to do is I am going to get more into a little bit more of the education and where my health is now. And I'm excited to share that with you guys in the next video. So we are going to wrap this up right now. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate this. I don't think you guys really understand how grateful and appreciative I am. Sometimes I feel lonely. Sometimes I get real down. But I'm honest because I want to live. I want to survive. I don't want to die. I don't. Not this way. So, I'll see you guys in part 6. And peace out.